Alright, Huge Movie Fanatic Nate returning with the, I'm sad to say, final review of my famous 2014 winter solo, winter-related movie reviews. And this one I just watched, rewatched last night, which is a review for the movie called Don't Go in the House. Now this movie I hadn't seen for a while, and I knew it took place during the winter, but I don't know, there's really no snow or anything like that, so I almost was like, should I even review this? And I'm like, well, fuck it, I watched it. Now this is a movie that I first saw like in 2002, I think, and I didn't really like it when I first saw it, but then a friend of mine who's like into these goofy horror movies, I showed him, and he kind of, I don't know, saw things in it that it's just like, oh, that's kind of dumb, that's cool, and then I kind of had a little bit of a Don't Go in the House phase, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's so stupid, it's awesome. But I haven't seen it since for years, you know, maybe even 5 years or more. And having rewatched it, oh no, I got because the Shriek Show or whoever the hell it is put out the DVD in like 2007 or 8, so I would have seen it then, and then I just rewatched it since then now, and I saw it very much last night very much last night the way I first saw it, which is not a lot there, you know. I mean, you got this guy, Dan Grimaldi, I think is the guy. Now, I don't watch TV, but I think he ended up being in The Sopranos or something like that. He ended up being in something famous, you know, something people knew about versus this movie. So, he's good, and he's great as Donnie Kohler, and I like his friend who, I don't know what his name is, who plays the friend, not friend, but the guy who's trying to befriend him, or the guy who tries to help him out. Bobby. But this is basically just a movie about, it's very much like Psycho in a lot of ways, where this Donnie Kohler was abused by his mom and burned over the stove, and it was shot in this like dilapidated house where people actually still lived in it, probably like older people, and they lived on the top floor, and they only had heat on the top floor, so there was actually 3 floors, and they lived on the 3rd floor with heat, and so the rest of the house, I'm assuming the 1st and 2nd floors they filmed in didn't have heat. Oh man. And this house is dilapidated, you can see all the wallpaper peeling off and everything like that, so the house is kind of a creepy house, but it's not a big deal. And basically this guy has just been abused by his mom, and he comes home from work, and his mom's dead, and he's like, which is really cool, like cool in a dumb stupid way. I mean, my friend laughed at that back in the day. And he's like, can I play my music loud? And he hears these voices, you know, because, I don't know, having been abused and everything like that by his mom, these voices befriend him, and it's like, so as he comes home from work at the beginning of the movie, his mom's dead, and then he goes and turns on the music loud, and he jumps on the chair. So then he decides, basically, it's just a really like nothing to it movie, but there's a certain competence about it, and like a forward, like a straight arrow forward direction that it knows where it wants to go, even though it's like stupid. Where it wants to go is dumb, but it has this really focused direction, and it's, you know, relatively competently made, you know. But it's just like, it's just one of these movies, and I'm glad it exists, because it's one of these movies that's just like, what the fuck, you know. So I'm glad it exists for that factor, like the what the hell, you know, factor. So he ends up, just after his mom dies, and he ends up wanting to, he builds this, he completely plates this one room in the house with nothing but like metal, sheet metal or something. I mean, every wall, the ceiling, the floor, and then he kidnaps women home and tricks them home and chains him up and just burns him alive, and then he hugs him or whatever. Maybe he's supposed to be humping him, I don't know. But I mean, that's pretty much the movie, and it's kind of short. It's like 80 minutes long or something like that. Then this guy from work tries to befriend him, and that doesn't work, and it's kind of just a tale about this guy who had been abused by his mom, and how he's not really able to be like fit in society. So it's got some cool statements about that. You know, how people who have possibly been abused or whatever, who through no fault of their own just might not fit in with society and things like that. So it's got some cool underlying statements, but at the end of the day, it's just like, what the hell. One of the strengths of the movie is, besides Dan Grimaldi, is just he burns these 3 women and puts them in like his mom's old dresses and stuff, and the makeup for like on the faces of these 3 women, having been like burned corpses who kind of come to life at the end, or do they? Or, you know, is it his mind? We don't know. But for all intents and purposes, for the viewer, they come to these 3 corpses, burnt black corpses, come to life, and the makeup of those 3 faces are phenomenal. I love them. I love the makeup for the 3 corpses on their faces. It kind of reminds you of Zombie, you know, the Lucio Fulci movie, you know. So mostly just, I mean, it's just a weird movie that's just full of goofy ass characters, like the father, you know, and the guy, he goes to the store to buy a outfit to go to a disco, and the guy's just goofy. And 2 stars. Did I say stars yet? I don't know. I don't have Matt here to tell me if I said stars or not. So I'll just say, in case I haven't said stars, I'll just say 2 stars for Don't Go in the House. I guess that pretty much does it. I'm losing losing my voice, so it's a good thing this is the last solo review. And hopefully, I don't know if this is uploaded in March. I assume it's probably March by now. Hopefully, you know, me and Matt will be able to get together before too long for another batch of famous classic, you know, double reviews. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you at the movies.
Whatever you do, don't go in the house.